Until recently, I was never aware of how much things have changed since I was young. When I was younger, recycling was something that no one around me took seriously. The most I knew of recycling was that you could sell aluminum cans to the scrapyard for 10 cents a can. No one ever said there was a reason for it. Due to this, I grew up very indifferent to the concept of recycling and ecologically friendly living. I am from the small community of Columbia, Kentucky. I was born into a crime riddled household that did not care much about my education nor about furthering it past high school. My father had never made it past his freshman year of high school, and my mother had barely managed to get her diploma due to absences. No one in my house ever cared about recycling. In fact, my father used to have me throw trash out of his truck onto the highway. It wasn't until high school that anyone cared to explain in any detail the energy crisis or climate change, and even then it was spoken of either sarcastically or with some skepticism. I never took the issues seriously because it seemed as if they had nothing to do with me. However, when I was in high school, I decided to participate in a new program that the school was offering. The school had created an energy academy, which was intended to teach students about alternative energy sources and sustainable living. In this program, I learned more about the energy crisis facing our nation and the world we live in. I learned about the landfills that are polluting our oceans, the corporations that are spilling oil into them, the fossil fuels that we are running out of, and especially the lack of viable solutions to any of these problems. I learned that all of these problems were connected as if they were all a part of one big spider web. It was then that I decided to further my education, and after graduation, I was accepted into Lindsey Wilson College in my hometown of Columbia, Kentucky. I was going to Lindsey Wilson to pursue my bachelor degree in sustainability. My Energy Academy teacher, Doug Keaton, was the head of sustainability at Lindsey Wilson, and he became my advisor and close friend. I learned a lot more about the problems facing both our society and our planet, and I learned of how we were attempting to solve them. I learned about how solar power provides electricity to a substantial portion of China. I learned how to make my own biodiesel out of waste vegetable oil from local fast food restaurants. However, as time passed, I slowly recognized that my passion was not in sustainability. I loved the education that I was receiving, but I did not want to pursue a career in that particular field of study. I packed my things and transferred to Western Kentucky University to pursue a degree in broadcast journalism. In my first semester here at Western, I was placed in this public problem solving class to fulfill a Column 8 requirement. Due to the nondescriptive name of the class, I did not know what to expect. I was happy to discover that this would be a class dealing with something that I consider myself knowledgeable about sustainability. Early on in the semester, we went on a green tour of the campus, which is offered by the Office of Sustainability as a tour of the efforts at sustainability that the campus was trying out. I learned about the Ransdale Rule, which is the campus policy that states that for every tree that is cut down on campus, two more trees must be planted on campus to replace them. When it came time to begin work on our community based research project, I was once again happy to discover that the business we would be paired with is the Office of Sustainability. My group was tasked with raising awareness of carbon footprints on campus. We worked a booth during the Earth Day festival that allowed us to have students calculate their carbon footprints and see how many Earths would be used up if everyone on Earth lived like them. The project was a big success, with our group gathering over 40 carbon footprints from students and faculty. I have learned a lot about resilience and sustainable living from this class that I did not previously learn from my time spent at Lindsey Wilson. I learned more about campus sustainability policy and how campus is working towards more sustainable choices. I'm walking away from this class with a much better sense of how much has changed since I was a kid. No one ever cared about sustainable living, but I see that here in this community there is a thriving movement toward more sustainable lifestyles, and that has given me an interesting view of my first semester here at Western Kentucky University.